Hey everybody, and welcome to an. I thought I heard some music in the background there. Welcome everybody to another edition of Get Sweaty. I am one of your hosts, Matt Majot, as always, joined by Ben Rayner and 50 Shades of Geek. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. Good weekend. Quiet weekend, but good. How about you, 50?
I'm still alive somehow.
Yeah. Enough with you had enough of termites, eh?
Fuck the termites.
Yeah. So this weekend, unfortunately, Sol is not able to join us. So I will read off her top 5 lists later when we do our honorable mentions. And it's kind of interesting. There's 3 of us for today's topic, which is top 5 on-screen duos. So notice I didn't say film; I said on-screen. So I included TV in here. Yes, Ben, I did.
And in honor of this very special topic, I'm wearing a Rick and Morty T-shirt, which is a show that I have never watched, but apparently I own the T-shirt because Loot Crate loves these guys for some reason.
Yeah, I'm in the boat. I never got work Rick and Morty. I tried, never got it.
Me neither.
Okay. Can I just say one thing really quick? Even though Sol's not with us, I have to say this. She's easily the smartest person in our group. I mean, I really appreciate it. She's the smartest person in our group, even though this group has me on it, which I lower the percentage of the intelligence of this group by about 50%, but somehow she manages to push through that. I love her opinions on it. I love her points of views on stuff, and she's a very valuable member of our team. Am I correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. You happy now, John Roca? Am I good? Am I good? I passed the test. Is it good for you? Is it good enough? Thank you. Let's get on with the show.
Roca, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
For the audio listeners, watch SEN Live to know what this was all about.
Yes. So today's topic was actually done in honor of WandaVision being released, the first 2 episodes being released this week. So I figured, hey, it would be a good time to do a list like this. So, all right, we're going to get, well, I guess I start off. I guess that's how it goes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 5 is Holmes and Watson from BBC's Sherlock.
Ooh.
Good one.
Love that.
Yeah. So
The Sherlock show,
sorry, go ahead. What was that, 50?
that's the Sherlock show or any iteration of Holmes and Watson?
That's the Benedict Cumberbatch show.
Okay, I know that.
That specific duo, yeah. Not Holmes and Watson all over, because we've had lots of shitty interpretations of it. I'm specifically targeting the Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman version of the characters.
Both in the MCU, by the way.
Sorry?
Both in the MCU, by the way.
Both in the MCU, correct. And both in the Lord of the Rings universe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And in the Lord of the Rings, they actually met each other, sort of.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. They didn't meet each other in MCU. Yeah. Funky. Yeah. But yeah, no, the reason I choose this is because they're quite polar opposites, but their dynamic just totally works. One's a sociopath, one is he thinks he's the smartest man in the room, but he's really not. They got a great dichotomy that works well together. For me, that's why the main reason why the show works, just not the script and the all the actors and stuff. It's these particular 2. Their portrayals of Holmes and Watson is perfect to be brought into the modern age.
I never watched season 4. Is it any good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, all of it was good. I had a hard. It took me a long time to watch season 3 though, because my friend ruined it for me, like she tends to do. That meanie.
Don't you just hate when you have those friends
who do it on purpose? Oh yeah.
I had that guy that kept spoiling Harry Potter for me because he always read the books before I did.
Well, this particular friend, you've all seen season 3. Ben, you've seen the show?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it.
Okay, do you mind if I spoil it a little bit here?
No, I think I know. I think I know.
So season 3, basically, Watson is getting married to Mary, right? Well, my friend, before I'd even watched this season, was like, Mary's the killer. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
He didn't tell you which killer, though.
I know, but it's like that's still a major plot point. Like, if she's trying to, she was trying to justify it because it turns she's not the main killer. She's being. It's like I don't care. So it's because of that now. It's just like fuck spoilers. I just don't care anymore.
Keep your mouth shut. Like this friend that I mentioned with regards to Harry Potter. Whenever I reached a new chapter in the Deathly Hallows, it was like, "What chapter are you on?" "Oh, I'm on chapter 11. Oh, this character dies in it. Like every single chapter. Oh, in this chapter, this character dies, and in this chapter, can't stop.
Did you cut off his nuts? Because I would have cut off his nuts.
Didn't think about it at the time, but yeah.
Still friends with the guy?
20 years.
Wow. Well, okay. Hopefully the good outweighs that bad. The bastard. Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't changed, but I mean, everybody's got those friends where you're best friends with them, but you want to just kill them every single.
Yeah, we've all got them. I've got one. Yeah, for similar amount of time, 20 years. Okay, 50. What's your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5. Great Scott! Marty, my boy!
Well, that's a soft punt for me, and I know that's a punt for you, Ben.
Fuck! I completely don't have that on my list.
Wow!
How?
Yeah, how?
You know what? Fuck! I'm like,
you were giving me shit for not buying the 4K versions the other day, and you forget them off your list.
Shame on you!
When I mean, I don't know. Fuck! I'm like.
So it's my number 4. So let's just talk about it right now.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Rick and Morty. You wouldn't get these two characters without
100%. You put Rick and Morty on your list. Ben?
What?
Oh, but no, it was based off that one you were talking about Rick and Morty. I had popped in my head that you put Rick and Morty on his list. It's like, are you serious?
No. I never seen it. I never seen it.
Okay, well, let's talk about the original Rick and Morty, the better Rick and Morty, in my opinion. Marty and Doc. Yeah. What does everybody love about these guys?
They're a dysfunctional, dynamic duo that somehow get things done.
Yeah.
I mean, with Doc's craziness and Marty's mostly level-headedness in the crazy scenarios that they're thrown into, somehow they're like the Legends of Tomorrow. They somehow manage to screw everything up even worse than it already was, but then they manage to patch everything up with the magical power of time travel.
Damn right. They fail upwards. All right, Forgetful Ben, what about you?
Forgetful Ben. Change your name to Forgetful Ben.
You have no idea how bad of myself I am, but like.
It's okay. I had that moment. I've had that moment a few times on this show.
Yeah, I mean, they're great friends that would do anything for each other. The whole reason you have them with money, going Matt, and the rest is to take Doc from getting killed.
Mm.
And he just shit. Now, what the relationship really is I'm taking it at face value. Two best friends who just are friends with each other.
Yeah, and they need each other. They're two. You look at it on paper; these are two people that are just so diametrically opposed. You wouldn't think they work, but in reality, they need each other. And you nailed it right on the head. They care about each other, and a lot of that is through the portrayal of the characters by Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. If it wasn't for them, this movie wouldn't have worked, hands down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have perfect chemistry too.
Exactly.
Their chemistry and plot.
Now, I'm not 100% sure on this question, and Ben, you're supposedly the Back to the Future fan here. What do you know how the two characters met?
No.
Has it ever been revealed anywhere? Does
anybody know? Never been revealed.
Because I'm curious.
Never been revealed.
That is something I wouldn't mind knowing.
That's Fred Gilmore. He knows.
That's true.
I do have a theory, and a wild out there theory,
A lot of yours
Uh,
are out there theories.
and at the end of one, Marty says, when he's talking to his parents in the past, and he says, you're going to have a kid who may have put something in the world, go easy on him. My theory is his punishment, when you pay and you have it fixed. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. I don't know how lucky it is. But you get money, he meets Doc and gets like a part-time job cleaning up his shop to
Yeah.
help pay for that mess.
Makes sense.
Then that makes
Yeah, it's kind of it works along the lines of like I was thinking like Marty accidentally broke into his shop as a kid and Doc kind of took him under his wing sort of thing.
I mean, yeah.
Big book comic, please.
Yes, please.
Please. Now, what I like best about these guys and the way they work is in the movies across the trilogy, it keeps shifting from Marty trying to save Doc, then Doc trying to save Marty, then Marty trying to save Doc, and goes back and forth all the time. And bless you, Matt.
Thank you.
That's you.
Um,
Yeah.
when it comes to number 3, that's the thing I like the most is what you were just talking about, 50. Third is the roles are reversed, and they play it so well.
There's a great scene in 3. Where Dog says, this is heavy. And Marty says, great Scott.
Yeah.
And this is fun.
What are you talking about, Great Scott? Did any of you guys ever watch the show Sheep in the Big City?
Never heard of it.
I assume you didn't. It's basically exactly what it is. It's a sheep that runs away from the farm to live in the big city. And it's on the run from the military because apparently they've designed a special, ultra-powerful, ultra-destroying ray gun that is powered by sheep somehow. I don't know. It's an animated show. It doesn't make much sense. And they break the fourth wall all the time. It's Deadpool levels of breaking the fourth wall. And once in a while, the main villain, the main general guy, he always says, "Great Scott!" And then there's an actual Scottish man shows up. Yeah, it's a great show. You guys got to watch it. He was like, "Great Scott!" And the Great Scott shows up. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you, Great Scott. Going.
Yeah. And of course, let's not forget Christopher Lloyd's cameo as Doc Brown in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
Did not see that one.
It's not bad. It's so.
You know, here's a game that I keep mentioning every once in a while on the show, Lego Dimensions. Doc and Marty are in that game, and in that game, I don't know if it's canon or not, but it kind of shows how Doc arrived in the Old West. And apparently, after the lightning struck the DeLorean in midair, and he was sent back to 1885, apparently he ran into Batman and Gandalf and Lucy from the Lego movie, and they helped him hide the car. Again, like I said, I don't know if it's canon or not, but
It's not
canon. That's only something you can get away with in Legos. Like that would be awesome as if Batman was in the live action movies, but no, that's not canon. It would be awesome.
It was.
The whole thing, everything is awesome. Yeah, I had to do that.
If you use Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who and jump and drive the DeLorean, he's like, I can save the universe 10 times over before this baby hits 88 miles per hour.
I love it. Okay, so Ben, what is your number 5?
Vince and Murtaugh from the Lethal Weapon franchise.
Punt.
That's a fun for you then.
Yeah. Okay, so we just talked about my number 4, which was Doc and Marty. So 50, right back to you.
Didn't even get a chance to take a break. Okay,
nope.
So my number 5 is going to be another punt, I assume.
Your number 4.
What you said. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be another punt. C-3PO and R2-D2.
Not on my list.
None of mine.
Really, Ben? Okay, then let's talk about it. C-3PO and R2-D2. Now, I think something that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the show, and instead I made a Rick and Morty reference. We got to talk about, unless of course it's on any of you guys' lists, but we got to talk about the OGs, the two people that without them, this list wouldn't even be possible.
Bing Crosby, Bob Hope.
Laurel and Hardy.
No, they're not on my list. I actually never even thought about them.
They are the original, the fat guy and the thin guy,
Yeah.
which R2 and C3PO are based on. And also, Matt, help me out here. The two guys from the Shakespeare stuff,
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, that. They're the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Especially in the first 6 movies. Because
For sure.
In every single movie, I believe, other than Obi-Wan, they were the only characters in all 6 movies.
They're the only characters to appear in every single movie. I'm not 100% sure. They weren't in Solo, were they? Okay.
Nope, they weren't.
Still, they hold the record for most appearances in the movies.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they were in the Clone Wars movie.
Live action. Okay, we'll go with live action.
R2 was. Okay, but I'm not sure if 3PO was. But anyways, like I said, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of the Star Wars universe, we're basically seeing the universe through them. They are the first characters you see in A New Hope. And the first characters you follow from the tent of E4 all the way to Tatooine, which it's kind of weird that they have the similar name, but whatever. So basically seeing them on the desert, you're seeing the split up, and it's like Lost Stars, except the main characters are R2 and 3PO. And even in Return of the Jedi, they went back to that after the opening scene with Vader. We immediately cut to 3PO and R2, and you're basically seeing the beginning of the movie through their eyes.
Yeah, so, they are the audience.
Yeah, they are the most important characters in those movies. And was it necessary for R2 and 3PO to be who they were in the prequels? That somehow Anakin created out in that. Was it necessary? No. Was it fun? Does it make sense? Because, like I said, they are the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. They are the Tag and Bink of the movies, if you will. Absolutely. And it really bums me out that they kind of did R2 dirty in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. But I mean, like what could you have done with R2?
R2! Come on! It's probably the most important character in the franchise other than maybe Vader.
I'm not going to argue that, but I'm saying, like, based on the parameters of what we have already from the movies, what could you have done with R2-D2? Like, I mean, that's the thing.
He's such a versatile character. You could have come up with something. I mean, the most they did with him in the sequel trilogy is he showed the hologram of Leia to Luke when he was on Octo.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really do much.
Do you think it was they sacrificed him for BB-8?
Yeah,
I absolutely think that. Now, I love BB-8. He's my favorite character from the sequel trilogy. Yeah. But still.
The sacrifice. I think I don't want to get on the whole thing. I was going to say this. I think they sacrificed all the original characters in the sequel trilogy, all the new characters.
But you know what, man? I didn't want 3 movies starring the original characters. Personally.
It is a sequel trilogy. And if it was about wrapping up a 9-film movie saga, we kind of need to maybe not focus on the original characters, but focus them a little more with them, in my opinion.
I would have wished there was more cohesiveness between the writing teams, but that's besides the point. I think it's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with how they were portrayed. It's how fucked up the whole thing was.
We can do this.
Because honestly, I think the way, in my opinion, the Force Awakens portrayal of those original characters worked.
Even Luke.
But it's got progressive work. Here's why I disagree with what you're saying, though, Ben, is they kind of gave each of the main characters their own movie to shine. Like, obviously, Solo was his moment in The Force Awakens. Luke in The Last Jedi.
We're
And
supposed to be Leia
they-
for the third for
they
Skywalker.
handled the final one, but I mean, they didn't handle that very sensitive situation as
Well,
the
that's
best they.
a hard situation to deal with.
they I mean, they thought they were doing the right thing, but maybe the right thing was just recast
Yeah.
and let me finish the story the proper way, like I hoped they would do it with T'Challa, but doesn't look like we're going to get that anytime soon. So.
Yeah, you know what? We can talk about this for hours.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in it, they can come on Hot Take and we'll talk about it there.
Oh, there's an idea for you too.
Why not? Why
Okay,
not?
so Ben, you're number 4.
My number 4 is from TV. What?
Yes, if he can finally have his break to drink some tea.
No puns for now.
My number 4 is from TV. Leonard Hofstadter and Sheldon Cooper.
Not even close to my list.
What? What did you say, Vinny?
I said boom.
I mean, yeah, they annoy the hell out of each other, but you can tell they're brothers. They've been through so much together. They don't have helped Sheldon, and in his own way, Sheldon has helped Leonard. Hell, yeah, I mean, what
Yeah,
else can I
they're
say?
fun characters. It's a show that I fell off of a long time ago because for me, it's just like you could only recycle the same thing over and over again. I felt, and it just after a while, I kind of got bored of it. Personally,
I
Sheldon
know
is a
it.
fun character though.
What?
Sheldon is fun though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that show came out, all of those t-shirts were everywhere with that, and was it the Soft Kitty song and Bazinga? Oh, my God. For me, the funniest Bazinga was still when he was like high on cough medicine and they're in the ball pit.
Yes.
Yeah, when he kept popping out, Bazinga, Bazinga. Yeah.
My favorite is the one when his name in the couch pops up as a zombie, and he's like, Bazinga book, now we're even. You know, the whole episode he's trying to get payback for a trick they put on him.
Very nice.
Okay, Matt, here's number 3.
Whoa.
Wait.
Wow.
I didn't see my part. So
Yeah.
going back to, in the spirit of callbacks, going back to what I said earlier, everyone has that one guy that is their best friend, but you just want to kill him every other Thursday or something like that.
Yeah.
And that is Sheldon for Leonard. And even though he loves him, he just wants to fucking kill him every single episode, pretty much.
Yep.
And they're still best friends somehow.
Of course. They love each other despite their faults and woof.
Have you guys seen Young Sheldon?
No.
I saw a few,
Not down. I'm sorry, 50?
I saw a few episodes.
It's not down, I think.
Where can I find the show, by the way? Young Sheldon?
Might be on Amazon Prime.
I don't know.
Dang it.
I'll look and let you know after.
Another streaming show I can't watch.
Yeah. I don't think it's streaming up here in Canada either, actually.
I mean, they literally just took Big Bang Theory off of Netflix like a couple of weeks ago. I'm so glad that I was able to finish it before it got taken down, but still.
Now, that is a show you'd be surprised to hear my dad, my 70-year-old lumberjack, 8th grade education father, loves. Every time that a show is like pops on syndication, he watches it every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben, I gotta ask, when they go into this full like techno babble and they start talking their science shit, did you ever understood any of it? Like what they were trying to imply? When they
No.
Nope.
No.
I did. I had a very basic understanding of what they were trying to say, but if you asked me to explain what they were trying to say, I wouldn't know how to say it. You know what I mean?
I must say, I love the jokes they kept making at Leonard's at not Leonard. Howard's expense because they're all scientists, and he went to MIT to be an engineer.
Well, doctor, he's not. He's an
Yeah.
engineer.
And you know what? They got a lot of great cameos and celebrities.
Oh God, yeah.
My favorite cameo might be when Howard is in bed with imaginary Katie Sackhoff, and then George Takei shows up for no reason.
I also like it when
He's in bed with Starbuck, and then it's like, oh my. I'm like, where did you come from? And why now?
Now, you guys have all seen Cobra Kai at this point, correct? Have you 50? Okay, Ben, you have.
Yeah.
Do you recognize Mrs. LaRusso?
No.
That is Sheldon's twin sister.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
That's like she only I think appeared like in one episode in the first season. Oh, okay. But I know it was earlier in the run.
Yeah.
But that is Sheldon's sister.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Howard, what's your number 3?
Yes. Fun fact: after the original actress passed away, the one who played Bernadette does that because she did a great impression.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you for that 50. My number 3. Does everybody know what time it is? It's Tim the Toolman Taylor and Al Flannelman Borland. So for years, this was a staple of my childhood growing up. This is another example of you could tell they drive each other nuts, but they are brothers to the end. They've been through thick and thin, mostly because Tim has put Al through the thick. And yeah, you could tell that they deeply care about each other. They've been there for all the important points of each other's life. I mean, hell, Tim and Jill let Al get married in their backyard. Like, I mean, how much more important to somebody do you have to be for that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They're a great best friend duo. You put them over Tim and Wilson?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a totally different relationship. That's more like the mentor-mentee kind of relationship. This is more like a brother. Because Al never had the brother. Al, he had Cal growing up, but I mean, like, he didn't really have anybody that gave him shit and all that stuff, right?
I did like the couple of episodes of Last Man Standing when the actor who plays Al.
Richard Garn, yeah. Now, I will say, I worked with a friend of mine whose name was Tim, and every once in a while he would say something, and I'd go, I don't think so, Tim.
Did you watch that episode of Last Man Standing?
I have not yet.
Because the two Tims were talking.
Yeah.
And Mike actually said that to Tim.
Nice.
Now, the only spoiler that I will give you about that.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It worth watching.
Okay. So that's my number 3.
Okay, so just so I won't get lost, that's the show you keep mentioning with Tim Allen. Home Improvement, the one with the guy with the fence.
Wilson, yeah. You've never seen Home Improvement?
Nope.
I would recommend checking that show out. That's another one where the first season is a little rough.
Well, there's another one really hard to find, too.
Well, not for me. It's right there on my bookshelf.
Okay, minimum physical media. I'm talking about the streaming.
Oh, yeah, but we all know 50 has a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my number 3. So 50, what is your number 3?
Ash and Pikachu.
I'm surprised that's not higher.
No, I'm not. I know what number 1 is.
What's my number 2? So here's the perfect example of a duo that was both on TV and film.
Yeah.
Basically, the reason why it's only number 3 is because I'm organizing this the way they came into my mind. That's why 3PO and R2 are number 4.
Gotcha.
Because that was more fresh on my mind. So that's how I organized the top 5. for this week. But yeah, Ash and Pikachu, they live and die for each other. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, I recently lost my dog last year, and people who never own pets are never going to understand like the special bond that you have with a pet. It's like it's more than just this little creature that runs around your house and shits on the floor every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's like a member of the family, and Pokemon just elevates that to an even higher level. And that's what the reason why I love Pokemon so much. It's not because people just. I'm tired of this misconception of Pokemon is just animal abuse. It's just catching wild animals and forcing them to battle each other. That's
I
not
think the
what
first time
Pokemon.
I've heard that.
You've never heard that from people?
No.
I've heard that.
Now, granted, a lot of people in my life don't talk a lot about Pokemon, but still.
Yeah. So here's people just assume that it's just animal abuse, and it's not. It's yes, there is an element of catching wild Pokemon, but it's not about forcing them to battle. It's about forming a connection with them. It's the same thing as How to Train Your Dragon. Pokemon is How to Train Your Dragon with sports involved. That's basically what it is.
Yeah,
So
no, you're not wrong.
the same way that Hiccup and Toothless are able to bond with each other and they do anything for each other, the same thing a trainer can do with his Pokemon. Multiples of these. It's like How to Train Your Dragon times 6. And none exemplify that more than Ash and Pikachu. Now, obviously, anime fans would point to Greninja and say Greninja and Ash had a better connection. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's okay.
Who's Greninja?
So basically, Greninja is the Pokemon from the 6th generation of Pokemon games, and he had such a strong bond with him that they were able to mentally connect with each other, and like they had shared minds, essentially, and they were able to share pain with each other to that extent. Like, you didn't even have to give him the orders what to attack; he just had to think it. Like, and it's something that only happened once in the history of Pokemon. Not just in the anime universe, but in general. Like, never happened in the games, never happened in any part of the lore. It's something that only happened once, which created the being known as Ash Greninja, which is a Greninja that looks like Ash.
Huh.
But yeah, that was 1, maybe 2 seasons. Ash and Pikachu have been around for 3-4 years. Next month is the 25th anniversary of the franchise. So
wow.
23 seasons, I should say.
Fuck, I'm old.
How do you think I feel? And like I said, they live and die for each other. They do anything with each other. The moment in the movie when Ash turns to stone after getting in between Mewtwo and Mew, and Pikachu's trying to wake him up. I'm getting tears in my eyes. I'm sorry. And Pikachu's just trying to wake him up, and he's crying because his best friend is now a statue. Not sure how that works in Pokemon with that laws, but I mean, it's a movie moment, so who gives a shit?
Yeah,
But,
exactly. It works. It's what all that matters.
and yeah, like I said, it's a friendship spanning 23 years, and yeah, friendships will never die. That's
exactly. And that's what makes all these these duos we're talking about is that their friendship is it's there to the end.
Yeah.
They're with each other to the end of the line, as it were.
Fun fact, there was an episode during the original season where Ash was supposed to leave Pikachu behind, but Pikachu was just too popular that the showrunners changed it.
Really? I did not know that.
It's an episode where he kind of came across a village full of Pikachus out in the forest or something like that, and he was supposed to leave him behind. He did leave him behind because he thought it would be best for him. That's the best thing about Ash. People just complain that he's leaving Pokemon behind for no reason. He's doing what's best for his Pokemon. He's putting their feelings ahead of his feelings. That's what a best friend does. So he did this. It did the same thing for Pikachu, but then Pikachu just came back right at the end there. But the original script, Pikachu was supposed to be left behind.
I like that. Very much.
You can't kill the mascot, obviously.
Oh, of course. You can't kill the most popular part of the movie, of the series.
Yeah, also, another thing people don't really know about, non-Pokemon fans don't know about this, Greninja is actually the #1 most popular Pokemon in the world.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, not Pikachu. I don't think Pikachu was even in the top 10.
You're kidding.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's a Pokemon called Mimikyu, which is a Pokemon that was jealous of Pikachu's popularity, so it dressed up as Pikachu
Yeah.
to kind of make itself look like Pikachu and to make people like it. It didn't really work in the games and in the anime. In the real world, he's in the top 10 and Pikachu isn't. Think like number 8 or something like that.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, what's your the next one on your list?
I hope this counts. Not the evil and mini-me.
Yeah, that's a duo.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
Yeah,
oh my
we
god.
can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
I
You
hear
and
that song. I love the What If God Was One of Us song moment scene. Mike Myers. I like him as Austin Powers.
yeah,
I love him as Dr. Evil.
his impression of Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny, and Austin Powers 1 was funny, but Austin Powers 2 was an introduced mini-me. Of course, that is exact likeness of Dr. Evil in every way, except one emphasized. It's the funniest thing that could have happened to that franchise. So funny, I don't know if I want to say number 4. Because that, in fact, that actor died from
Yeah.
playing enemy.
A while ago now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it be casted, but I think
No.
it wouldn't be the same.
No, that's one that's yeah, and I mean it's been to be honest, I don't know if I do want a number 4.
It would be tough, but I think he can pull it off if not right.
Yeah, but the thing is, can Mike Myers get back to Austin Powers? Because I mean, he tried with the Love Guru, and Love Guru is shit.
No argument for me. No.
The actor who played Mini-Me. Vern
Sorry, what
Taylor.
was that? Vern Troyer?
It also featured the person that played Mini-Me.
Yeah, as the hockey coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's just not get into that.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
You're a hockey fan, and you
Yeah.
don't like the longer. Thank you. Okay. No, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, the Love Guru. Yeah, I do love Justin Timberlake, Celine Dion. I love all that, but no, hands down, my favorite mini-me moment is when he's fighting with Austin in the space station, and he chews a hole through his crotch and starts kicking the shit out of him from in the costume. See the leg? Yeah.
When he goes to the toilet and he puts him out and then cuts to the end of the movie, Dr. Evil has to give him another shot. He's like, "Can I have another prank?"
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I love those two.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That is a great duo. Okay, so on to my number 2 then.
Yep.
I got a feeling you guys would have thought this would have been my number 1. Joey and Chandler.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm not really number 1.
This was tough.
I thought your number 1 was going to be something else.
This was tough. But Joey and Chandler, man, there's really not much more I can say at this point. Everybody knows who Joey and Chandler is. They are the epitome of the bromance of best friends.
Could they be your best friends?
Sorry? Well, I do have a Joey in my friend group, and I like to think I'm the Chandler. But no, I mean, these two are the yin and yang always get into each other's shenanigans. Every once in a while, I'll get if I think about these two, the image that pops in my head is the episode with Brooke Shields. When they go to when she comes to the door, they answer. Joey's got a frying pan, and Chandler's like, "Hold on a second," and he grabs the dish soap, and he's like, "Let's go."
I think that the moment that really shows the epitome of their friendship is when Joey gets a much better acting deal, and he moves to a different place, and they're all kind of not talking to each other, and they're all sad, and there's the all by myself.
Yeah.
Just looking at the rain on the window, and Joey's looking at that water
Waterfall.
thing.
Yeah, funny enough, actually, earlier from that episode, the moment where Joey leaves, they close the door, and Chandler's just standing there, and also the door opens, Joey runs and gives him a hug from behind. Whenever someone in my life is feeling down, and I use that gif as, don't worry, I'm here, you know what I mean?
I love the episode a few episodes later when the guy that was living with Chandler comes back and Chandler's like, I'm sorry, I already have a roommate. And Joey turns around.
Hello.
That had genuine great moment for those two.
Yep. And of course, my favorite Chandler and Joey moment is after the victorious and winning the apartment, and they enter on the dog and just. So, and what's funny is, I came across a list on Miss Mojo the other day because they do a lot of Friends lists, and one of them was, what was it? It was like the top 10 unscripted moments in Friends, and the Q-tip line was not scripted.
Yep.
I did not know that. You know what line I'm talking about, right? Where Joey says something dumb, and Chandler goes up to him and is like, when you're supposed, when you what was it? When you're using a Q-tip and you feel resistance, you're supposed to stop. Yeah. I butchered the quote, but that's basically what he was saying. He's just like, stop. Yeah. When you feel resistance.
I love the scene when Joey's trying to figure out a new acting name. And hit him up.
Joseph Stalin.
Joseph Stalin. And that face Chandler makes.
Yeah. But I like it's at the end of the episode in the tag when he's just like, name Holden McGroin.
And when he actually invented a card game to get his friends some money.
Yeah.
Cups.
Yep.
Beginner's luck, very important in cups.
And I mean, like, heck, Chandler always said that when he moved, he'd have a special Joey room.
Yeah.
Which he probably does. After Joey's
he didn't have a Chandler room.
That we know of.
But
I
to go
know
back,
I know what you mean.
Earlier, Matt, about the dog when they actually do get back to their apartment.
Yeah.
And the girl change all of the furniture. They take their apartment back.
Yeah.
They walk into their old apartment, completely forgetting that they moved, and like they walk in completely natural. Like everything's in the right place. They know they take a beer out of the fridge and they start playing football, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's not our apartment."
Yeah.
That's how natural and in their element they both felt in that apartment. And it kind of sucks that Chandler moved, but I mean,
he moved across the hall and he got
It's not like he went far, and it's not like the gang wasn't always there.
Yep.
So like it's the very last episode, time to return the key, and every single one put down a key.
Oh god, that shot of the empty apartment, that gets me every time I see the finale.
Yeah, everybody gives that show shit, and I understand why.
And I saw the show.
It's a good, well-written show. There's a reason people still talk about it 16 years after the show went off the air. There's a reason.
Why do people give it shit?
It's because it's about 6 white people living the best life in New York. It's very unrealistic, and who cares? It's the connections you make with the characters.
You know who lives in shit. You know who lives in shit, right? Millennials.
True. Millennials like, what's rent controlled?
Yeah, okay. 50. Are we done with the number?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're done with mine. 50, what's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2, the reason why I needed to get up earlier to pick something up from the kitchen. Barney and Fred.
They almost made my list.
I mean, talk about best friends who would do anything for each other.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty much wrote the book on that one.
Yeah.
All the way from like what was it? 5000 BC when John Roca was still young.
Yeah, when he just graduated university.
Yeah, the Rock University. So I mean, there's not much left to say. I mean, they set the record straight. We talked about earlier about movie couples and how important the I Love Lucy was to this subject, and then later I brought it into talking about the Flintstones.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just like Laurel and Hardy, these guys picked up the mantle of the most iconic TV show couple, not couple, duo. And like Ash and Pikachu, they also carried over into film. Not necessarily in the way you would have wanted to see that, but still.
I personally like that Flintstones movie myself.
Yeah, the first one was great. I loved it.
Now let's see if I can still do Barney's laugh. Sorry, I'm sick.
Nice.
There are times where if you get me laughing, I will do that. Like it just comes out.
Rick Moranis was born to play Barney in that movie.
And John Goodman was born to play Fred.
Yeah. Say what you want about Lucy O'Donnell. I kind of like her in that movie.
Yeah, that was bad. Like, why do people didn't like that one? What was so bad about that?
I don't know. That's actually was funny enough. Was the first contest I'd ever won was for that movie from my local grocery store.
So that is Elizabeth Perkins, right? As Wilma?
God, no, hold your tongue. That was Elizabeth Taylor.
No, Wilma.
Oh, I heard Grandma. Oh, no, yeah, it's Wilma. Sorry. Yeah. I heard the Grandma. I'm like, no, that's Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, I know that.
And in my mind, I was like, wait, Elizabeth Taylor in the movie? No, wait.
Yeah. And man, even by that point, she'd been acting for what, 40, 50 years? Still a beautiful woman.
What about her opinions, Matt? What about her points of views? Don't objectify women.
I don't know the woman. I'm just going by off what I know.
I know. I'm just being.
I know where you're going at. I'm just playing along.
So I hope you're watching.
So there used to be a Flintstone Park here in British Columbia when I was a kid, and going up to it, they had this iconic thing. It's called the 40-foot Fred. It was just a 40-foot tall. Sorry, what was that?
We talked about it. I remember that.
Yeah. Then now they nobody knew where it ended up, and it was in somebody's field.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think the guy's taking it apart now, unfortunately. But yeah.
Yep. Oh, I got another. Okay.
All right. What's your number 2, Ben?
Harry Annoying from Number.
Ooh, very good. Not even close to my list, but very good.
Go there.
I'm sorry?
I knew they were going to be on your list. I just thought it would be number 1.
No. In all honesty, they were my number 1 until I found out they were allowed to do TV. And then, of course, I had to put somebody else in my number 1.
Okay.
All right.
So, what can I say about this? They're too stupid nobody else would have them as best friends. I mean, they go thinking, see, they're great. They're singing to their dumb songs. They always make me laugh.
Oh, of course.
I don't know who I find funnier, Lloyd or Harry, but they're both great.
Okay. Everybody's favorite moment from the movie. Favorite scene.
One hit was the noise of the world.
Sorry, what was that? Oh, okay. What about you, Ben?
I can't with this delay. With this stupid delay that is between the three of us.
I have 3 favorite moments. My favorite Lloyd moment is at the beginning. Stop! It's okay. I'm a lemon driver. My favorite Harry moment. Come on, the toilet.
Yep.
And my favorite Harry Lloyd. What?
The face he makes.
Yeah.
Been there.
My favorite Harry and Lloyd together moment in the moment they both killed the lead hitman. It was a hot peppers.
Yep. Wow. Okay. Mine is the moment where Lloyd or where Harry finds out this whole time that Lloyd has had 2 pairs of gloves. And he's got him on the table and he's choking him. He's like, Harry, your hands are cold. You had 2 gloves this whole time? Yeah.
That's like a classic slapstick moment.
Oh,
I mean, that's like Roger Rabbit being able to pull his hand out of the handcuffs the entire time, but he
Yep.
didn't do it. It wasn't funny at the moment.
yeah. Perfect comedic timing. I
And
gotta watch this movie.
and I know I get hate for this. I know I get hate for liking number 2. But the best part of that movie is seeing these actors reunite and seeing their chemistry again.
I will. I saw the movie only when I got it. I haven't watched it since, but I will say I do love the idea that he went 25 fucking years going for that joke.
Hey, some jokes are better when you make them wait for it.
Exactly. Okay. So now we're on the honorable mentions. So this is where we're going to list off our honorable mentions, and we're also going to list off Soul's list. So let's start with the honorable mentions. 50. Do you have any?
I didn't have any, but then I started adding more as we went along. So my most recent one, and I can't believe I didn't even think about it for my list, but Scooby and Shaggy.
Oh man, I didn't even think about them either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming none of you guys watched Scoob.
I did.
last year.
It's a good movie.
It was great, and
Yeah.
the thing is, I watched it a couple of weeks before my dog passed away. I don't think I have the stomach to rewatch that movie because that movie heavily deals with losing one's dog.
Yeah.
No spoilers. It heavily emphasizes, like I said, the bond between dog and owner. Also, another honorable mention: Marty and Alex from the Madagascar movies.
Mm.
Just John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell in just any movie ever. Whenever they work together, even
When
in that,
works, it works.
yeah, even when it doesn't work, their chemistry is the best part. Even in the not so funny stuff, and then obviously the reason why all 3 of us are even having this show together, Christian and Mark.
I didn't even fucking think about those 2.
Yeah,
Shame on you! You're wearing the T-shirt. Shame on you, Mr. Matt.
No, here's the thing though. When I was thinking of this list, I wasn't thinking real life duos, but yes, in all honesty, they should be number 1.
For all, yeah.
And as shown by last night's live stream for the GPA, which was funny because Mark Ellis was the drunk voice of God over in the back. Because every once in a while you'd forget he's there, and then out of nowhere his voice would come out. The best one was they were like somebody had mentioned something about like Josh, Ken, and Riley, and you just hear out Ellis like, "Hey, don't lump me in with those assholes." Yeah, no, I 100% like they're for me theoretically they're number 1, but I mean I was going more fictional, but I understood.
Well, a YouTube video is still screen.
Touche, my friend.
What is wrong with you? You forgot about Marty and Doc. You forgot about Christian and Mark. I mean, how am I the only one who remembers these things?
A rat bit my nose. Anyways, honorable. That's a joke from Home Improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, going for the one I wouldn't get. Okay.
Yeah. Every there's this one particular episode. It's the episode where Al ends up meeting his future wife, but every time, like Tim during the Tool Time stuff, he got bit on the nose by Trudy's rat, and every time he does something later on, he's just like, a rat bit me on the nose today. Yeah. All right, Ben, what are your honorable mentions?
I mean, one of my honorable mentions. When it goes.
Sorry, what?
What?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
Wayne and golf.
Right on. Not on my list, but right on.
Okay, this is a deep cut. I'll be shocked if you guys know this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop everything. I know what Matt's number one is now.
Well, yeah.
You said we wouldn't guess what your number one is.
At the time, yeah, but I'm pretty sure because I punted it.
By process of elimination, I was able to determine what Matt's.
Wait, I forget. You're quiet.
It was
Okay,
a punt from earlier.
I remember. Okay. Next to an Ed. I don't know if you remember that.
Dexter and Ed. Not
Good looking movie? Anyone?
Never saw it.
50? Okay.
Wait, which movie? I was
It's a
thinking
Nickelodeon movie from the
Ed
90s.
and Eddie. I was like, what? They
No,
never worked together.
It's a Nickelodeon movie from the 1990s called Good Burger.
Never even heard of it. Thought of another honorable mention though. Now you mentioned Nickelodeon. I forgot. I remembered it earlier. Forgot about it. Drake and Josh.
Okay.
Me and my
Yeah, but no, he's adding Drake and Josh to his honorable mentions.
Yeah, and SpongeBob and Patrick. Yeah, I got all of mine.
Okay.
All of basically my best friend that I mentioned earlier and me to some varying degrees of this.
I'm going to leave off my last honorable mention because I'm pretty sure and she 50 number one is older than him.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Okay, those are all my honorable mentions. Those are all my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'm going to leave off one of mine because I know it's also on 50's list.
Yeah.
So 3 of my 4 honorable mentions: Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Bill and Ted. And basically, you could argue one of the pioneers of the comedy duo, but nobody ever talks about them in the same light as Laurel and Hardy. Bing Crosby and Bob Hope from the Road movies, which were the basis for the Road episodes of Family Guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Brian Stewie episodes.
Yeah.
The idea for those came from the Bing Crosby, Bob Hope movies, and they're old movies, but man, the wit and the humor in those movies are great. I've seen quite a few of them. And of course, I'm leaving off my number one because we all know what it's 50s. Okay, so and Soul. Let's not forget Soul's list. So she didn't give me any honorable mentions. She did list 5 movies though. So number 5 was the 2 actresses from Booksmart, whose characters' names I've been forgetting at this moment.
Okay.
Number 4 is Bill and Ted.
Okay.
Number 3 is Mike and what's his face from Bad Boys.
Okay.
Number 2 is the Producers, which is a great musical.
Yeah.
My favorite musical. One I would love. Let's just put it this way: it's my dream role to play Max Bialystock. I've always wanted to do Betrayed on stage.
It fits you.
Okay, and then
what a mook.
Okay, before we get to her number 1, I love listening to the movie version of Along Came the Alley.
Yeah.
And when they're doing the at the very end of the song, when like all the old ladies are listing off all the different adjectives, and they use the word ejaculation, and you hear him go, "Oy." Makes me laugh every fucking time.
It's an underrated movie. Movie.
Did I tell you about the time when I saw this in theaters with all of my best friends?
No.
Okay, so one of my best friends, Tony, he's the Joey in our group.
Okay.
Not in terms of sexual prowess, but in terms of, did you eat paint chips as a child? Anyways, so all of us were sitting there, we're watching this movie. He didn't know anything about it. Like he's not into entertainment like we are. And so we're sitting there, and it's during this song, Keep It Gay. So we're sitting there and we're watching, and they're trying to convince the director to do it. And they're like, think of the Prestige. Think of the Tony. And then you hear, Tony, Tony, Tony. All you saw was Tony do this. And just completely disappear into the seat. Yeah, he just melted right into the floor. God, it was funny. And then Soul's number 1 is Rush Hour. You don't understand the words that come out of your mouth. Oh, God. The first 2 movies were great. Third
I
one,
like number 3. I like number 3.
I only saw it the one time. Okay.
I forgot to mention the most important part. The most important part we all have to remember not to do. Never put your own money in the show.
Yes.
We might have a position for you. As a matter of fact, we might have several positions for you.
Yeah. You might not see it, but I'm giving you a standing ovation. I may have once or twice have used that line in real life. Okay. Now on
Okay, moving on. Good thing it's just the sausage party today.
Okay, now on to my number one. 50, what was my number one?
Riggs and Murtaugh.
Damn right. The
Yeah.
best buddy cops in all of
But you know what the
screen
problem
history.
is? You know what the problem is with these lists? You're too old for this shit.
Yes. Oh, God, yes, I am. That movie came out the year I was born.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's Riggs and Murtaugh, man. Like, they are the best example of the buddy cop. And they revealed in the fourth one, we're family.
Yeah.
And a lot of people give that movie shit, the fourth one, but I love their through line of trying to dealing with getting literally too old for this shit. I think it's great. And just the scene at the end where they're all banged up, they're in the hospital, and nurse is like, you want everybody in the shot? And they're like, yes, we're family. And then they bring into the song, why can't we be friends? I love Riggs and Murtaugh. Like, you watch their relationship grow throughout those movies, starting off as, the two guys who can't stand each other because one's pretty sure the other is going to get them both killed. And to the point where the next movie, Riggs is keeping shirts at Murtaugh's house and cooking and eating all his food, and Mrs. Murtaugh's doing his laundry. It's just like they're brothers. They're best friends to the end.
Yeah.
My baby's doing your baby. You're his baby. Oh, baby. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, those movies are great. There's long stretch stating rumors of the fifth one. That's another one I don't know if I want a fifth one. And I mean, the original director is attached to return, and he's 90. It's like, eesh.
It's Donner, right?
Donner, yeah.
I think he said he thought about it, but he's not sure if he's ever going to do it. And
no, I think a report came out a couple weeks ago that no, he's signed on for it.
All three are good to go. Can they sell it to a studio?
Yeah, it's just like, what can you do at this point?
You have to send on the next generation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just chasing after the bad guys using their walkers. You'd have to have butters.
Come back.
Yeah, you'd have to have butters. Fun fact: Dogma and Lethal Weapon 4 were filming at the same time.
Oh.
Chris Rock was in both movies.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is my number 150. Can we take a guess?
Do you even need to?
Yeah, of course. It was Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Come on, I cannot not mention Timon and Pumbaa. Like we said earlier, the R2-D2 and C-3PO, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, pretty sure I botched those names.
Close.
But they are those guys of the Lion King universe, and the fact that they got their own show, they got to be pretty pivotal parts on the Lion Guard, as I mentioned in a previous episode. Apparently, they celebrate Christmas together. Why are you looking at everything? Okay, Matt? You're muted.
Don't know why I muted myself. No, you said they're in the Lion Guard. I'm actually just going to look that up on IMDb right now. I'm wondering if it's the same actors.
It's Ernie Sabala, but I'm pretty sure Nathan Lane voiced him in one episode, maybe even in the premiere movie. But other than that, it was just someone else. But also Nathan Lane voiced him in all 3 Lion King movies, the video games, and in maybe like 5 episodes of the Timon and Pumbaa show. But other than that, it just got a voice sound alike for him. But fun fact, Ernie Sabala is the only Lion King character to play the same character in every version of that character ever, except the live action one, because that one was Seth Rogen.
Reboot. Yeah.
Him in the movies, 3 movies, both TV shows, video games, the parks at Disney, advertisements everywhere. Ernie Sabala had his name attached to Pumbaa, and he always will have in my book.
Oh, for sure. I was talking with Ben about this because I watched the live action again last week, and I did appreciate it way more than I did the first time. But I'm always going to defer, as much as I love Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen's portrayal of those characters, I'm always going to defer to Ernie Sabella and Nathan Lane, because that type of humor, the Borscht Belt Yiddish Catskills type of comedy duo, is always going to win the day for me. I've always loved that type of humor. They felt more. Yes, they were put together. They were hired for those parts, but they felt like a well-seasoned comedy team as opposed to Eichner and Rogen.
But in fact, but when they brought them on to do their scenes, when they did the first scene where they found Simba, I believe it was either the producer or the writer, someone or the director. They just walked up to them and he said, like, "Guys, you just saved the movie for us," because everything was so sad and dark and gloomy. You brought so much light and levity into this movie. And also, fun fact: a lot of the Lion King in all of its different versions, they use actual words in Swahili. Very rarely they actually use made-up words. One of those made-up words was a word that Nathan Lane made specifically for the character of Timon, which is the word "mook."
Really? That's made up?
Yeah, it's a made-up word made by Nathan Lane. When Simba mentions what his father told him, that the kings from the past were up in the sky, and he's like, "What mook made that up?" And the word became even more popular in the Timon and Pumbaa show, because Timon pretty much mentioned it every single episode, mostly to Pumbaa. He kept saying "mook, mook, mook," and here's the biggest funny thing in that show, in my opinion. There was obviously, that show was bonkers, crazy. Anything can happen on that show.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch when you're a kid.
It doesn't necessarily quite fit the canon of The Lion King, but it does kind of fit if you really force it to. But one episode in particular, there was this Frankenstein scientist that kind of cloned Timon, created giant Timon Frankenstein monster zombies to kind of attack Timon and Pumbaa. And at one point, one of them was about to kill them, and Timon tried to talk to him because made from his DNA. And he was like, no, you can't kill me because I'm your father. And then you just stop, and he was like, wait, what? And then Timon was like, yes, Mook, I am your father. Look inside you. Trust your feelings. Join me, and together we can rule the jungle as father and son. He basically did the Vader scene. But he called him Mook. Yes, Mook, I'm your father.
I didn't realize that was a made-up word. Because that's been a part of my life for so long. I didn't realize it was made up. And I did, just for shits and giggles, yeah, you are right. Nathan Lane voiced Timon for the first 2 Lion Guard movies. And after that, it was Kevin Shawn who did the voice in the Timon and Pumbaa TV show.
If you listen to him, you know it's not Nathan Lane, but it doesn't bother you too much.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't even know it wasn't Nathan Lane for the first show. I've always thought it was.
Did you watch all of Lion Guard, by the way?
I haven't watched it yet. It is saved on my list, but truthfully, Disney Plus is actually the one I don't watch the most out of all my streaming apps.
Because it has the least shown stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay, Ben, you're number 1. It's not Marty and Doc, I know that.
Yeah. Where are they from TV? JD and Turk. Scrubs.
Oh, fuck, JD and Turk from Scrubs? Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, I own the song Guy Love from that show, man.
Yes, it's not broken. It's Guy Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about people that would do anything for each other. Jenny went on their honeymoon without Carla knowing about it because they can't stand being apart from each other. They just fit together so well.
To the point where they're still in real life, still best friends. They are the godfather to each other's respective kids, and
Oh,
they have they're fucking thick as thieves, and they also have that podcast together, which whose name escapes me. Who is you know who the producer of that podcast is?
No.
Is the name Joelle Monique ring a bell? She used
what
to
now?
appear on Schmoes and
Yes.
yeah, she's the producer of that show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good on her.
Good for her.
Yeah, I was like, that's right on. That's a pretty big,
I was
good gig
wondering
to get.
which way she went.
Yeah, me too. No, she's a producer of their podcast.
Nice. I still haven't checked that podcast out, but yeah, I mean, it has to be done.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. Like Scrubs is not a show I go back and watch a lot, but a lot of that show is genius. I love the janitor.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Did you know that for the first season, the producer, oh God, what's his name? Something Lawrence. Anyway,
Bill.
Bill Lawrence, he wanted the janitor to be imaginary. Only
That would have been
he
great.
could see it, but he was so popular that they made him a full character.
Yep.
How could you not?
Yeah.
With all the shenanigans he gets up to.
Oh yeah, and I love his reasoning for pranking JD. Nothing else to do.
So
I don't care what anybody says. That show only lasted 8 seasons. Forget about the night.
That is such a fucking cop out. It exists. It's part of the show. Period.
Fuck you.
Hey man, I'm sorry. I fall on that boat where it's a cop out to say something doesn't exist. No, it's made. It's official canon. I'm sorry. That's just me.
And if don't just stick your head in the sand.
Yeah, it's like I could say like for me the Office season 1 doesn't exist because a lot of those characters are not exactly what we see later on. But no, unfortunately, it is part of the canon.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
I mean, it's cool that you don't like it. It didn't hit you the same way. Like I actually haven't seen it. I stopped watching right when we got to there because of what everybody has said. But no, unfortunately, it is still canon.
Yeah.
Unless they do a revival and cut it off, and yeah.
It's still canon, just like the prequels and just like the sequels. And don't let anyone else tell you.
And just like Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
At least the holiday special is not canon.
Yeah, neither of them apparently.
Really? Okay.
I was gonna say, before we go, there is one of my favorite memes of all time is somebody's desktop background, and it's a picture of JD and Turk like in one corner like screaming, and in the other corner it's like you got all your desktop apps, but like right there is Microsoft is Internet Explorer. Did you ever see that?
No.
So give me a second to see if I can JD Turk desk. Hopefully I can find it.
Did you guys watch Resistance?
No.
No.
Donald Faison is a character there.
Oh, nice.
He plays a racer called Hype Faison.
Okay, I found it. Hopefully I can freaking zoom. That's what I hate about some of these things. They won't let you zoom the picture. Okay, share screen. Best use of a wallpaper.
Nice. I like it. Speaking of screen share, there's something I wanted to screen share and I forgot. Let me just do it right now.
Is that from the Lion Guard?
No. Let me just quickly zoom in. It's the same, the Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba,
The animation, yeah.
It's with Pokemon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. You're too much love, Tiffany.
The what?
I said you're two of your favorite things.
Yes. Two of my favorite fandoms mashed together.
I dig it.
Just like other people with the Schmodown, it's movies, movie trivia, and wrestling. Didn't think it would work together, but it does.
And on that note, that is our top. That is the end of our top 5. Now, whose topic is it next week?
It is Source.
And she didn't give us a topic. Okay, so
top office. Top 5 office.
Done. That's going to be fun.
Damn it, so
I can think of a few off the top of my head already.
So wait. We're judging these people based on their work, not their actual personal lives.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So which means yes, J.K. Rowling will be on somebody's list.
Might be on mine.
Oh, it'll be on mine. I can tell you that.
It'll be on mine. I'm okay. Never mind. Okay. So on that note, where can we find each other?
Yeah, at 50, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on my channel, 50 Shades of Geek. My second channel, 50 Shades of Gaming, which I sometimes, upload old gaming stuff that I do, that I did in the past. I put it back on that channel. And every once in a while, whenever I have the time and energy, I do live streams on Twitch. Right now, I'm just chilling. I'm just doing some shiny hunts on Pokemon Sword for ghost types. Very soon, I'm going to have something new that I don't want to spoil at the moment. So,
right on. All right, Ben.
In between you guys, so go ahead.
Where can everybody find you, Ben?
You can find me on here every Thursday on Shades of Geek with Matt here. Every Saturday with Matt on Recapping the Past. Every Friday, Ben's Hot Takes. And every Sunday on this show. And every Saturday on Matt Schmodown on my other YouTube channel.
There you go. And you can find me everywhere that on this channel that Ben said I'm on. And then you can find me over my other YouTube channel on Schmodown Night in Canada, which is basically Sports Center for the Schmodown. Every week we break down what's going on the Schmodown. And then we also have an interview show, Northern Consultations, where we sit down and we talk to people from either in front of the camera or behind the camera. Right now we are dropping a bunch of mini episodes, which we are calling the Rookie Class, because we are interviewing several rookies in the upcoming 8th season draft. So definitely check those out. A lot of them were fun as heck. And on that note, you can also find me, as it says right above my head, soda_the_saxman on Instagram and Twitter. And now on that note, Ben?
Yeah?
Look like you're about to say something.
No.
Okay.
And, yeah.
It's been a long week, folks. And on that note, we will see you next week on Get Sweaty. Don't forget, everybody, smash cancer.
Smash cancer.
That's that other one.